Hello again, everyone. Welcome to Washington Gun Law TV. I'm Washington Gun Law President William Kirk. Thanks for joining us. Hey, you want to know who's not having a really good 24, 48-hour news cycle? Yeah, that's former FBI Director James Comey. Wonder why? I wonder if it has anything to do with this social media post right here and this particular set of numbers. Now, I know the former FBI director is trying to play naive or ignorance, and I would remind him that ignorance has never been a defense to any violation of the law. But that begs the question, did James Comey perhaps violate the law? I don't know. It's got a lot of people out there in the exosphere completely spun up, and everyone's playing armchair lawyer. So we thought, well, why don't we just take a look at the law and see what it says? So today, let's spend a few minutes and let's talk about, could James Comey be arrested for threatening the president? Okay, America, what we are talking about is either a horrible, terrible attempt at humor by a former FBI director, not usually known for a good sense of humor, by the way, or an actual threat against a current sitting president. It's one or the other, but many of you out there, when you saw this post by James Comey, well, y'all got really worked up. And I understand that because there has been far too much advocacy for violence against this president, leading to, I would point out, at least 2 assassination attempts. So this, no matter how you cut it, is tasteless. And this coming from a former FBI director makes it even more egregious than a typical clown that you might find out there in the social media world. But did James Comey commit a crime? Well, the best way to do is let's just take a look at the statute first to see what the statute says. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at the applicable law, and then I'm going to do what we typically do here at Washington Gun Law. We're going to do law to English translation so that all of you understand what's going on. And then I'm going to ask all of you, what do you think should happen to James Comey? Now, the applicable law to a set of facts such as this is 18 United States Code Section 871, threats against president and successors to the presidency. Now, I'm going to read the whole statute to you, and in typical federal statute fashion, it's way wordier than it needs to be. I will highlight the section, however, that applies to our set of facts today. The statute reads, whoever knowingly and willfully deposits for conveyance in the mail or for a delivery from any post office or by any letter carrier, any letter, paper, writing, print, missive, or document containing any threat to take the life of, to kidnap, or to inflict bodily harm upon the President of the United States, the President-elect, the Vice President, or other officer next in the order of succession to the office of President of the United States, or the Vice President-elect, or knowingly and willfully otherwise makes any such threat against the President, President-elect, Vice President, or other officer next in the order of succession to the office of President or Vice President-elect, shall be fined under this title or imprisoned not more than 5 years or both. Okay, 18 United States Code Section 871 is there for a very clear purpose, which is to prohibit and thus dissuade the American public from making actual threats against public officers, including the highest executive officers in the land. Now, if you go geeking out on the case law, which don't worry, you don't have to do it, we did it for you, you will see that what constitutes a threat is really going to be based on kind of like 3 criteria. And in order for it to actually be a threat, which can be prosecuted under this section, the threat needs to be, 1, the threat must be made knowingly and willfully. It can't be an accident or mistake. Which probably explains why Mr. Comey now is saying, I had no idea what the term 86 meant at all, which we all know is total BS, because we all use that term. Every one of us has used the term. And if you've ever hung out in a restaurant or a bar, you know exactly what 86 means. As a matter of fact, ask any bouncer at any bar when they 86 a person from there, what does that mean? 2, the threat must be specific and direct. For example, saying, I'm going to the president, or I'm going to the vice president. And I'm sorry for having to beep those, but I can assure you that if the Google algorithm catches it, they are going to crap themselves. And then number 3, the threat must be communicated to someone. For example, spoken out loud, written in a letter, or posted online. So when we go back and we take a look at what the statute requires, number 1, the threat must be made knowingly and willfully. It can't be an accident or a mistake. And we already see Mr. Comey trying to wiggle his way out from under any further legal scrutiny based on that by claiming, and he would be about the only person in America who would not know what the term 86 meant. So that clearly is where he believes, if there were going to be charges filed for this, where the weakness may lie. 2, the threat must be specific and direct. Well, I think 86, number 47, is pretty direct. 3, the threat must be communicated to someone, spoken out loud, written in a letter, or posted online. Well, there we go. Now remember, if you were to be convicted under this federal statute, you face up to 5 years in prison and a fine of up to $250,000. And let's remember that in the case of United States v. Lockhart from 2000, the Third Circuit ruled that, hey, these threats need only be communicated to anybody. It does not actually need to reach the president. Okay, America, so listen, what we'll do is we'll go ahead and link up the statute down below so that you can geek out on it for yourself. You don't have to take our word for it. What I'm really interested to hear from all of you is, what do you think should happen to Mr. Comey? I didn't say what do you think will happen, because I know the skepticism and the sarcasm, I will get there, and yes, I share all of that with you. But what should happen? Let us know in the comment section below. Listen, if you guys got any more questions about this or anything else related to any of our rights, you guys should know how to get a hold of Washington Gun Law by now, but if you don't, that's okay. That information's down there in the description box. If you got an idea for a video we should be doing around here, you click on that link right there and you tell us all about it. If you want to subscribe to the monthly newsletter, you can find all of that information down there in the description box. And then finally, and most importantly, America, let's remember that part of being the lawful and responsible gun owner, like we talk about all the time here, is to know what the law is in every situation and how it applies to you in any instance that you may find yourself. Until next time, thanks for watching and stay safe.